What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the new subscribers. Welcome back to the old subscribers. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing some unveiling the truth spreads for all the signs. I'm on the sign of Sagittarius. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, check out the About section of the channel for more information on how to do that. In the pre-shuffle, I was also kind of picking up on energy of, with the right plan, there will be success in some kind of endeavor, whether or not it's legal matters, whether or not it's getting kind of what you deserve. Stop, please. And I do feel like there's a need for you to enjoy yourself, have more fun, figure out, you know, something to do with writing a letter to someone in your life, whether or not you send it, but it could have something to do with your feelings and your thoughts, your aspirations, or maybe there will be a letter sent to you by someone. Some of you guys have went through a pretty intense situation where you've been healing and learning to appreciate yourself more. I feel like there is figuring out kind of what makes you happy. Working on your throat chakra and being able to speak to others around you in such a way where your point is heard, where you are feeling like you're being heard. I feel like your spirit guides are also speaking with you. Something to do with your house. There's some anxiety here over money and, you know, maybe maintaining an image that you had once upon a time of this person who has a lot of things, and maybe you were this person, but at the same time there's energy of kind of being grateful in the energy that you're currently in. What you see here, or maybe what another person sees, the door to personal healing and happiness with the second chakra, and then appreciates. I think that appreciation, you're holding yourself in such a high regard that people can see you changing. They can see, like, maybe there's people who listen to you speak or listen to some of the things that you say, and they definitely appreciate the things that you do. But you're also healing on a really high level where it's helping you, it's helping your throat chakra. It's helping certain aspects of your personality that other people wouldn't have known or seen come to light. There's some things that are blocking you here. I do see a lot of anxiety over a certain situation, not knowing whether or not you should move on, whether or not you should work on the situation. I do think that there's a level of fear on going in a certain direction over the other, on whether or not you should do that. And I think that the anxiety that you're feeling and this energy of working on yourself, I think that this healing process that this dark night of the soul has been really tough on some of you guys. But what they're trying to tell you is that you're moving into calmer waters. Even maybe a move in general would be good for you guys. I do feel like people see you as sincere and respectful. People think of you as someone who may be at a crossroads in their life, someone who can see you maybe on social media, or there's some type of relationship here, or someone who could be watching you maybe from an old situation. But I do feel like someone wants to take you out on a date. But I feel like there's a level of deception around not knowing if people are sincere, not knowing if people are just coming into your life because they need money. There's a level of fear around not having enough money, and that in turn would bring in more energy on that level, you know, of poverty mindset, you know, bringing that in. But I do feel like if you're waiting for some type of victory, if you're waiting for some type of recognition, or, you know, having this you know, getting this big win, there's a need for you to be patient. You could be hearing something about this on the 16th of February. I also feel like there could be a sum of like 33,000, or there's it could be, you know, 15,000 after a certain, you know, something about splitting it with another person. But I do feel like in you healing yourself in this situation, kind of healing these other parts of your personality, this door to romance is open, but there's a need for you to be patient with other aspects of your life, or maybe that's what this person is going through. And I think that, you know, a lot of this stress and anxiety, maybe you guys are working too much, maybe you guys need to take a break, maybe there's just the stress of the unknown, but they're saying you have enough wisdom to get through this. You have challenges, yes, but you also there's something to do with a meeting that you could have with other people, that people will listen to what it is that you have to say, but it is important to communicate and have meetings with people who are on the same level and wavelength that you are on, so that you're able to get your point across, that people are really only able to comprehend on the level that they comprehend themselves. And you could be dealing with people who have really high egos, people who that you trusted that really haven't been that helpful to you, that have been more in it for the money and, you know, not for the good of the people. And I feel like there's definitely a transformation where this isn't the kind of person that you are, and there's something to do with a job here that maybe that's in your family or some type of private practice, something to do with some type of communication about a home or something new, some new energy here in a career or as a creative endeavor. I do feel like there is someone who wants to be able to provide for you, but they're also kind of stuck in a mental prison. The problem is that this is the truth of the situation. Someone has enough. Maybe it's just enough to get by. Maybe it's just enough to be able to pay bills for right now. But the mental prison that you're involving yourself in and attaching yourself to that outcome of just not having enough or suffering through this, and maybe just a lot of uncertainty because you're not really sure how you're going to be able to pay certain bills at times. But I do feel like, you know, there's going to be this partnership, whether or not it's a person, whether or not it's a business partnership, where you guys will have this signed contract where you guys will both get even things out of it, whether or not I feel like you guys feel like this person is lying to you. I feel like someone was in an accident and this is going to be the outcome of that in court. I do feel like there has been a lot of challenges. There has been a need to maybe not talk about it with people, maybe spend more time on your own. But at the same time, there's been a really heavy transformation in your energy where it's the time to have a conversation. Maybe it is about this death in your family. Maybe it is time to kind of go into that big thinking atmosphere about the purpose of your life, about your mental health status, about your health, and not making light of it, but at the same time, you know, telling the truth to your friends and people around you, maybe some of the things that you're going through, because you do have this energy of a community of support. But it's like people really don't know what you're thinking or what it is that they can do to help you. And I think that someone is so used to doing things a certain way that they're not really able to accept that same treatment from other people. And it has a lot to do with family for some of you. It has a lot to do with a partner for some of you. It has a lot to do with your security and maybe the debt that you've been going through in your life. But I do feel like it's also important to, just because you had this image once upon a time that you had everything and you were that person, but maybe it was the wrong kind of attention. Maybe it's time for people to see the other sides of your personality. It's important for you to expand on your abilities, the things that you're good at, but just knowing that this energy is around you of a good fortune, of karmic scales being leveled out, of good things coming in that you've put out into the atmosphere, or the universe. And I do feel like some of you guys will be going on that vacation. Some of you guys will be making more friends that are more like you. I do feel like you have really intimidating energy to other people. I do feel like it's hard to read you. I think that your abilities outshine some people, and that causes them to kind of not be really sure of you. I do feel like there are some surprises in your, like, unexpected things in your atmosphere. There could be getting a letter, watch the mail for this, and there's going to be some type of meeting, and I think that you're going to be recognized or, you know, receiving something from this, and there's someone who wants to work on this. Maybe there was a need to take a break from a partnership for some of you guys. There was a death for some of you guys. Maybe it's really hard to comfort you because people aren't really sure how to be there for you. But I do feel like there's a celebrity energy around you, whether or not this isn't a partnership, whether or not this isn't someone who kind of wants to help you through something that you're going through. But I do feel like you're going to be getting some kind of news, and it's going to be something that you've wished for, something that you've hoped for. There's a need to have a conversation with someone in your family that has been kind of a long time coming. I feel like there's been some things swept under the rug, and I think that it's been hard for you to have meaningful relationships in your family because there hasn't really been things talked about, and I do feel like there's a level of healing that needs to be done. It says your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. There's a level of forgiveness, whether it has to do with your own parents or your own children or something along that lines, where someone really wasn't nurtured in the way that they felt like they should have been, or just in a way where they aren't able to accept that kind of like nurturing from other people, just because there's some things that need to heal. I think that you guys have spent a long time being the peacemaker, but now it's time for you to maybe learn some more things about yourself, and instead of being confused, just know that this is who you are. Maybe you're someone who's able to move and bounce around and do things. Maybe there is someone in your atmosphere that has a gambling addiction, or someone who needs to be more equal when it comes to a partnership. You know, I do feel like there's some type of endorsement coming in here. There's some type of sponsor for some of you guys. I do feel like someone is going to go ahead and tell you how they feel about you and want to put the effort into this and kind of, you know, take you out and laugh and have fun with you again. I do feel like there's definitely some engagements here. There's definitely some endings to maybe you being the helpful person and people helping you. I do think things are being flip-flopped, because maybe when you were once the teacher, now you're the student. And I think that it's important to know that we play that role on both sides, and it switches around many times in our life. But I do feel like someone is going to be telling you how they feel about you. Someone misses your energy, your lighthearted laughter, your conversation, and they have a lot of anxiety. They're really nervous about telling you about this. But I do feel like someone just wants to give you the same energy that you've given them in whatever context. There's some type of music. Maybe you'll hear it on the radio, maybe you'll hear it in a random place, but listen to the messages that the music is trying to teach you or show you, because there's definitely some things that they're trying to communicate. Some of you guys are really auditory people, and you listen even when people don't think that you are. But there's a need to have patience, and that things are working out in your favor, but to not be so paranoid, for lack of better words, that you're going to be getting what's owed to you. And I think that it might not be the sum that you wanted. Some of you guys were expecting a larger number. Some of you guys were expecting things to go a certain way, or just changing that view so that you will know that this is going to happen. This is going to be something that's good for me. This is going to, this is going to be successful, and teaching yourself that, as well as reprogramming your subconscious, at night when you're sleeping, to change those old thought patterns and things that we maybe don't really think still affect our lives, but still do in a way. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you have a good night.